The standard gauge railway, a multi-billion shilling project that is expected to boost the country's economy with the entire East African region factored in. But what exactly happens behind the scenes in the factories before the track is finally laid on the embankment? In the construction process, which jobs have been created and what is the share between the Chinese and Kenyans?
More than 39,000 job opportunities for local people.
Overall, we've had about 3,000 Chinese working on the project.
How about the supply of construction materials?
40% of the supplies into this contract will be local.
We lost out in promoting local manufacturing and services.
This and more in this two-part series. I'm your host, Alex Chamwada. But first, here are some key highlights about the project. The construction was launched by President Kenyatta in November 2013. The contractor is China Road and Bridge Corporation. The route length between Mombasa and Nairobi is 472 kilometers. By mid-May 2016, over 280 kilometers had been laid according to Kenya Railways.
We anticipate that come 1st of June 2017, we'll be able to hand over this project to the government for an operator to come on board and start running trains.
The total cost of the project, including the civil works, track laying, supply of locomotives, installation of facilities like workshops, communication and signaling equipment, is 327 billion Kenya shillings.
When we went to seek financing from China Exim Bank, it was then agreed that China Exim Bank will fund 90% of that total cost, and then the government through the Railway Development Levy Fund would fund 10% of the total cost. And this loan again was in two components. One is a concession loan, where you pay interest at 2%. The other one is a commercial loan, where you pay LIBOR plus 365 basis points. So we would say that even the rates of interest are fairly competitive when you look at other lenders of that magnitude.
This is the fourth time President Uhuru Kenyatta was inspecting the project. The first time was at Mariakani when he launched the construction, and that was on 28th November 2013. Then he visited Voi, followed by the Nairobi station, and today, Sultan Hamoud.
Progress is excellent. We are all very happy with the progress, and we are confident that we shall complete this railway on schedule and on time. Pia tumeongea juu ya umuhimu wa kuset up industrial parks katika line hii, kwa sababu hii itatusaidia kupatia vijana wetu kazi. Kutoka Mombasa kule Dongo Kundu, Voi, Mutito Andei, tuje tufike Kajiado, mpaka Naivasha kule reli itaisha. Hii itatusaidia kuhakikisha ya kwamba tunaanza kushukisha bei ya stima, tuwe pia tunashukisha bei ya kusafirisha mizigo yetu. Itatusaidia kuhakikisha ya kwamba Kenya is becoming a globally competitive center. Na hiyo ndio tuwataka.
Now, what exactly happens behind the scenes in the factories before the track is finally laid on the embankment? The factories where key items in the construction of the standard gauge railway are made are located at two places, Emali and Kathekani, both in Makueni County. At Kathekani, we find workers busy producing sleepers. A sleeper is a rectangular support for the rails in railroad tracks. Generally laid perpendicular to the rails, the sleepers transfer loads to the track ballast. They hold the rails upright and keep them spaced to the correct gauge.
Tunaunganisha chuma, tunaweka kwa mount. Tukiweka kwa mount, tunaenda kwa tensioning. Tukivuta hiyo chuma, tunaanza kufunga binding wire kwa zile rings. Tukimaliza hiyo, tunaenda kwa concrete pouring. Tunaweka kokoto, tunaenda kwa vibration. Tukimaliza vibration, tunaenda kwa in-pit. Mahali slipper curing pole. Inakaa hapo 12 hours. After 12 hours, tuna demount. Tunatoa sasa, inakuwa slipper. Tuna divide hiyo slipper, zinakuwa 10. After there tunatoa, tunaleta hapa, hii ndio warehouse. Mahali inakaa 72 hours. Hapo ni tuna curing na maji. Sasa kutoka hapo inakuwa slipper, sasa inaenda slipper yard. Mahali inafunganishwa na leli.
In a day, there are 2 shifts producing the sleepers, day and night shifts, each comprising about 100 workers who include engineers, steel fixers, mechanics, and masons. 1,800 sleepers are produced every day by both the day and night shifts. Over there is the old track, and this is the new track. Now, what has changed? In the 19th century, when the old track was being laid, the process was labor intensive. But now, things have changed. The current process is highly mechanized. And what is the difference? What do we mean by standard gauge railways compared to the old track? Now, the width of the new track is 1.435 meters, while the old track, the width is 1 meter, and that's why it is called a meter gauge. The other difference is this: the sleeper of the new track is made of concrete, while the sleeper of the old track is metallic. The weight of one sleeper here is about 350 kilograms, while the metallic sleeper on the old track is about 60 kilograms.
And why it is designed like that is for it to be able to carry a lot more weight than the steel sleepers that you have. And its design life is about 50 years.
Another key factory in the making of the standard gauge railway is the T-beam making factory. A T-beam in construction is a load-bearing structure of reinforced concrete, wood or metal with a T-shaped cross-section. They are used to fix bridges. The T-beams used in the standard gauge railway are made of reinforced concrete. At this factory, you also find engineers, mechanics, steel fixers, carpenters, masons, and unskilled workers.
Like our factory now, it's only for beams, specifically for beams. No sleepers, no stabilization, no, it's only beams. And there are those who have been given other works like stabilization.
So men at work, several jobs created. Here I'm told they make 2 beams in a day, but each beam takes about 28 days to dry. That is the curing period. There are 2 shifts of workers as work goes on throughout the day. Both shifts have 260 workers.
The Chinese method of construction is that they are able to prefabricate some of these items in a factory instead of doing a bridge. For example, at Savo, you do it in situ, as they put it in engineering terms. They're able to do the pier, but the beams are done at a factory. They are produced very, very fast at a factory and then transported by train and then hoisted into the bridges. That has made it possible for the project to move very, very fast because the curing periods, they started off manufacturing these beams when they started construction, and therefore the beams have cured and are ready for transportation, as opposed to having them done on a bridge and waiting for them to cure for 30 days or for a month before you can move.
So far, almost 1,500 beams have been produced at both Kathekani and Emali factories and about 900 have been erected. So what opportunities came with the entire construction process, and did Kenya get a fair deal? Get a clear picture right after the break.